Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome to Space Engineers. Thank you for saving the world right in the middle of an intro. So we've got this fancy jump drive which is currently below our bridge. I've done a bit of mining for gold because if you look over here, gold we weren't really big on. We've still got 22,000 ore of it. It's not very it's very rare, gold is. Not the ore itself, but the efficiency of ore to gold ratio. Yeah. So this episode, well, actually, I'll explain the situation before I tell you what I'm doing. So let's go outside. I'll leave the door open because I'm evil. We're over at the gold site, using my fancy jump drive. So currently we've got our mining ship. Yeah, we've got one ship, and we've only got one port that we can actually dock to. But at some point, I want to have more ships, and I don't just want them littered about all over the hull. I said I'd fix this, and I'll fix this later. I'm talking. I'm just yeah. So what I want to do is I want to add kind of an extension to this ship, which will provide some docking area. So I'm thinking about this side, the right side. I don't know what the proper name of it is. I don't know whether it's port or starboard. Probably should know, but yeah. So we're going to need to grab a ton of steel plate. Thank you. So we're going to plan out the kind of hangar that we're placing. We'll use the gap in between the two of the refineries as the entrance, which I believe is here. So here will be the entrance, and then people come out. So I probably want to place down some blocks first. Would be a smart idea. Yes. Indeed. So let's start placing this kind of start bit. I have no clue where to start. This is not helpful. Because I just... Okay, right. I've decided I have too much steel plate, so I'm just gonna drop some off. Because I'm a doofus. I don't need 300. No, inventory. Here, have 100. There. Have fun. Enjoy your holiday. Yeah. Needed to do that, otherwise I would go slightly insane. Well, more insane in comparison. Right, so we want to get a hole through here, which will go towards the interior of the ship, and this will be the new doorway. That doorway, it's disappearing. This doorway is the new doorway out, because do we really need to go straight out of the ship? No. Meanwhile, you're attaching anything to something? No. Good. Yes, if we do this, I'll change these around so they're proper, but that'll be later. So basically, this is going to go along the entire of the hull. I'm just going to weld some of them in so that you get the picture, and so that my inventory doesn't fill up. So we'll change these. Right, okay, and then we'll do the same over here, so just get rid of this for a second. Right, okay. And then we probably want angled stuff over here, so it, one of these wedges, and then we have the beginning of it, and then this will go down. There we go. Probably add some wedges there as well. Yeah, let's get the wedges. The slopes, as other people call them. go. Wow, this game is saving quite a lot. So yeah, if we do this, and those can be welded. So we get a 3-block high. No, we're going to have a 5-block highs, which means that we need to get rid of these. And replace them. Just need to make sure that I'm not burying some non-constructed light armor blocks. How much steel do we have? We have plenty. Right, and then we do this. Which also means we need to change this as well. Oh god, I don't want to have to move that. Right, I'll move that later. In fact, I may not have to move it whatsoever. I may be very lucky. No. Right, okay. So we want this to go out somewhere like here. So if we go 4, 5. There we go. So we'll have kind of a 3-high hangar, which isn't that high. So really we should have a 4-high. I'm conflicted. Never mind. We could probably add some sort of weird thing later. But meanwhile, we need to get rid of this as well. Got too much stuff to worry about. Okay, yeah. So we want to put in the floor, which is going to take a majority of my time, like actually building the structure itself, because this is going to take a while to weld, and we're probably not going to do it until we build a welder ship, which we will also do soon. Maybe this episode, maybe next one. But I just want to get the kind of proof of concept across. Right. 2 more. Okay, right. And then we want slopes here to get a wall. There we go. So if we do that, and then we have slopes here. and then maybe we'll increase the height, maybe we'll not. Actually, what we could do is we could have the door on top. Nah, that'll look silly. So basically the entire plan of this hangar, which I've constructed like 3 of the walls of it with 1 wall already constructed, is that you'd get the ship. Gonna show you in proper. Power on, turn off that, unplug. Right. So what you would do is you would come up behind, because it's easier when the ship is moving to be able to come in from behind, because if you're coming in from the side then you'd have to match velocity and everything in multiple axes. But if you wanted to do this, you could just turn around, go down, land, park, and then get out. And then also if the ship is moving in one direction, you could unpark and instantly exit as well, which will help, because we may want to add a combat ship into here and some other ships as well. But apart from that, that's good. I'll leave you floating in space, because you know, there's no better place to put you right now. Right, let me just do this thruster, because we can have the armoured area. Yeah, so we can have it like this instead of like this. So I'll be back in a second once I've finished welding this guy up. There we go. That will do. So I've decided that we should limit the height of this to 3 blocks. Like most linear ships like this, like kind of flatter ships, will fit, because I don't think we need massive ones. And if we have massive ones, then we can always build a bigger hangar later. Yeah, we extended that a bit too much. Oh, yep, still too much. There we go. So that's the basic shape of it, and I calculate that's going to be a lot of steel plate to be able to fill in, which right now is a bit more than I am willing to spend. I mean, the construction of that alone would take, I don't know, ages, but we're going to tear this apart temporarily, and then we're going to place it up on the hangar. Place this, weld some of that back in. There we go. Clean back. Come in here. We need a door. Sliding door. There we go. Right, we now have our access door to the hangar. That's good. Yeah. Okay, so this hangar is probably like, I don't know, 2/3 of the ship in kind of size, or like a half of the ship in terms of armor blocks. And the ship itself took ages to do, and I'm not willing to just go in between welding this thing by hand. What I want to do is I want to create a ship like this, but precisely for welding. And well, that's what we're going to do. So first of all, I'm going to need some more inventory stuff, but we'll start by placing it on the underside, because we have a flat surface to work with if I weld some more stuff in. And also we have access to the inventory, so that's fine. So let's get a new small ship. That didn't work. New small ship, plonky plonk, weld in. Yeah, we don't want that one, we want a different one. So let's just place some armor blocks on top. Make kind of a 3x3, didn't want to place that there. I need more steel plate, obviously I do. Right. Okay, there we go. We can weld all of this later using, you know, the ship itself if we wanted to. Right. So now that we've got that basic platform, we need to place it on the cockpit. Cockpit, here we go. What do you need to start with? You need interior plate. Let's throw some of that away. Let's get some interior plate. Plonk that on there. There we go. Just weld a bit of that up. Okay. Now I've got the cockpit. We just need to get the welders. Welders. So we have a mod installed, which is the twin. It gives you twin versions of the welder and the grinder. And what the twin versions do is they have a larger area of activation, and they're the same size, I believe. Yes, if we compare, we've got the regular and we've got the twin. We've got the regular and the twin. Regular, twin, regular, twin, regular, twin. You get the idea. So where do we want to put this? Well, I'm going to recommend we place it down here. So we place two of them. Because if you look here, they've got the large, well, if we get this out, so the welders and the grinders as well have large conveyor tubes. And if we look at our mining ship, which is around here, you'll see that it has small tubes instead of large ones, which is not helpful in the slightest, because it means we're going to have to redesign a majority of the chassis that we used for the miner one. So let's start with getting a conveyor. So we need some curved conveyor tubes and we need a conveyor block. And the reason why I'm getting a conveyor block is because the cargo the cargo container itself only has two large conveyor slots, so two large conveyor faces, and the rest of them are small conveyor. But we need at least three, whereas this one has four, I believe. Yes. So this one has four large conveyor slots, so we can just place this down here, and then we're gonna link these up. If I can rotate it properly. There we go. And then underneath we can have the connector once we get it off the ground. So that's basically how it's going to work. And we also have a large conveyor slot here so that we can actually, no, I don't want it that fat. I need it that facing, but I don't want it that facing because we've also got to add a reactor. And what I'm thinking is we just put 3 small reactors on top because that's going to be the easiest on me. Thank you for lagging. Let's get... Alternatively, I could try out these azimuth fusion reactors. That sounds like something interesting. So there's the medium reactor, I don't want that. What's the azimuth? Do you have... So there's the azimuth reactor, which is not that expensive. Question 1, do you have a large conveyor slot? Does not look like it. Okay, well, we're not using that one. Right, let's find another reactor. The tiny 6-point reactor. Nope. Let's try the fusion reactor. Here we go. Do you... No, you only have a small, but you could probably fit on here. So what we could do is we could fit on the back, and then we can have a hook going on the side. We can have kind of a small conveyor tube. Let me get those. Small conveyor tube and tube. So if we get these, so there's a small conveyor link up here. So if we get the corner one, not the regular one, there we go. We can do this. We can place these out, and then we've got a hole here, so we can twist this around. No, twist around. Turn it around the right way. There we go. So what we can do is we can have the reactor here and have it link up over here. Good. So that's the power. That's the welders themselves. We're using twin welders. I don't know how much power they're going to use, but does it really matter? Probably. We should be able to hold some. Hang on. Let's see. How much? So the volume for like 100-ish steel plates is 550 something liters. I don't know why they're using liters instead of like meters cubed. I guess that's the proper way of saying it. No, yeah, you should use meters cubed, not liters. It's weird. Yeah. Whereas the cargo hold... Well, I guess the welders could hold most of it. Yeah, okay. Yes, that should be good. The most expensive thing on the entire ship is this azimuth fusion reactor. First fusion reactor, modded reactor we're using. So that's fun. Let's just attempt to weld as much things as possible. So we want to add some thrusters so that this can stabilize itself during a kind of movement, so that we can work on the bottom of the ship. So let's get some thrusters. Yeah, small thrusters should suffice. Yo homie, please could I have some small thrusters? Yell cat if I've gone past it. Here we go. Right, small thrusters please. Oh, platinum. I don't think I have platinum. Oh, I have platinum. Okay. So what do these require? These require... No, that's not the right scale. There we go. Steel tube, thruster component, construction component, steel plate. So these require large steel tubes to be placed. Let's get some steel tubes. We can have 21. That should be sufficient. Let's place... This will be temporary so that we can do things. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you can't be placed there. 3. 4. 5. 6. Apparently my oxygen's low. Yeah, my oxygen bottles run out. That's fine. If I die, then I die, and then, you know, people mourn for me, but whatevs. Right, so we need thruster components and construction components and all the other shenanigans. So we need 6 of these. We need 6 thruster components. We don't need steel tubes anymore. We need 6 construction. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, those are the thrusters. Then we need to get the reactor online. So what do we need? We need some more construction components. We need superconductor coils, everybody. Time to party. Right, let's get some of those on production. Meanwhile, we need, I guess, some reactor components. We need more reactor components, Johnny. Where are they? Down here. Right, get those. We need the superconductor conduits. We need motors as well, I believe. We also need computers, only 5 of them. We also need metal grid. Computers, metal grid. We need 9 large steel tubes. We need construction components. And then we just need reactor components. Wow, that was pretty easy to construct, actually. Though it would be basically because it's a tiny thing. Yeah, get these open. Get some more. This should be enough. There we go. Azimuth reactor online. We temporarily need to get rid of this, so I can place some uranium in there. Right, I need access to the oxygen. Just a second. Yoink. Plonk. There we go, that should get my oxygen back up to normal. Plonk, plonk. There we go. Uranium, please. Yeah, can I have 5? 5 should be plenty for now. There we go, right, thrusters are online. We just need to get the cockpit online. So that's motor, 5 displays, 15 computers. Motor, 5 displays, 15 computers. Then we should be able to use it. Yeah, there we go. So I should be able to get in. No, of course I can't, because we have a landing leg in. Right, so we should just be able to lift ourselves up so that we can work on the rest of it. Success. Right, let's get out of there. You're going to be burning fuel. How long can that fuel last for? Bigger question. How good is the azimuth fusion reactor? Maximum output 59 megawatts. Current output 23 watts. Wow, what are you trying to maintain there with 23 watts? No clue. Meanwhile, let's get this. Thank you for slowing down, game. That was really helpful in my time of need. I need interior plate. What do you mean interior plate? Okay, interior plate then. Whatever you say, boss. Right, interior plate. There we go, you should be... No, don't do that. Right. So we have a conveyor, we have curved tubes with the twin welders, which will take a while. We have these, which I shall weld up right now. We need to place a connector on top, well, on the bottom, so that it can connect to the ship. (21 steel, 12 construction component). Six steel tubes, 6 motor. And then 6 computers. Thank you. Right, let's plunk this down.